Hey everyone, today I would like to talk about life management. What is life management? Somebody would say like time management, but I would like to call it like life management because we cannot control the time. We have only 24 hours every single day, so we cannot add extra hours and we cannot take out of it, right? So I would like to call it like life management because we can decide every single day how we spend our time. Sometimes the day goes by and we didn't do anything good. We didn't achieve our goals, or sometimes we didn't even set any goals. But some people has like a to-do list, and at end of the day they just realize that they couldn't check out even one. So where did the time go? We will talk about today. So this will be a 5 part of this life management series, and I would like to talk today about the process. So we can learn how to use effectively our time, and also we can track how we spend our time. And the first and the most important step to do, we have to check every single day for a week, every 15 minutes, how we spend our time. It's different when you have a job, you have a work, and you work there for 8 hours and you do the monotone things all over and again and again. But I talk about like when you are home or you want to reach your goals and you just see that like the time went by and you didn't achieve anything, you didn't learn anything, and you don't know how to manage it. This is why it's really, really important to track your time. Only just 1 week. So at the beginning, maybe you will feel like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I have to write every 15 minutes what I did. But trust me, that will help. Because sometimes we don't know where the time went, right? So we sit down and we try to work on something, and some notification pop up on our screen, and then you will check your Facebook, you will check your email, and you will be distracted. So we don't want to do that. The life is really short to waste our time. Some people never think about they wasting their life, but honestly, they do. How do I know that? Because I also wasted my time, a lot of time, hours and hours and weeks and months, and I didn't reach my goals. I had some goals inside me, deep down, and I had that little voice in my head and in my heart, like, yeah, you are called for something bigger. You are called to help people. But I was too busy to listen to this little voice. But inside, deep down in my heart, I know that that's a calling. I have to do something with it. And when I realized 40 years went by and I didn't reach my goals, I shift my mindset and I was thinking, hey, only I can make the change. I can do something with my life. Nobody else will do it for me. Maybe somebody tried to push me or give me some advice, but I'm the only one person who can change my life. If I want to live a happy life, if I want to surround myself with positive people, that's my decision, to choose the right people around me. If I want to work in a really nice environment and I want to love my job, that's my decision, to choose my profession. That's my responsibility to learn the skills if I don't have yet. But wasting our time, that's a worst thing that ever can happen to you and to me. When we are young, we think, wow, there is a life in front of us. 60, 70, 80 years, we are so young. But when you are middle aged and look back just 5 or 10 years, you will see like it's really scary. Where did this time go? But now, when we are aware about that, we can do something with it. So first of the time, I would like to talk about the process. What can we do to really don't wasting our time? So we can discover, if we really want to, and if we want to change our life, we can discover what we do all day long. Because sometimes this is just a habit, what we're doing all day long. Sometimes we're scrolling down social media or checking the emails, and we're working and we think we didn't waste our time. That's but just only a second when I check for Facebook or when I check my emails or my notification. But honestly, in these days, we get hundreds and hundreds of notifications every single day. And if something is pop up and we check it, it doesn't take only just a couple of seconds. Because sometimes we just start to scrolling down and, oh, I just read this, I want to read that, oh, I just like this page. And we didn't realize that sometimes 10, 15, half an hour, or even 2 hours just flow away. So, but from today, if you want to and you want to change your life and the quality of your life, you can really track your time. So there is a process for it, and the best way to do it, to check your time every 15 minutes. First of the time, maybe you will think, oh no, that's crazy, 15 minutes. That's not doesn't work for me. But trust me, this is the best way you can do it. And you can only sacrifice 1 week, and maybe you won't write every single things down, but I highly recommend you to just have a notebook with you and every 15 minutes write down what you did. And maybe that sounds like, oh, it's too much work. You don't need to work too much on it. You can just write down Facebook, even if you just write a letter F and write down Facebook 5 minutes scrolling down, or email 2 minutes, whatever you want to. Or you can just chunk it and I said, okay, in this 15 minutes I check Facebook, email, I work something, I studied something, I ate something. So this will really help you to see your day. And I really recommend to do it for 1 week and you don't change anything. You do everything as you did yesterday or a week before, because you will see your habit. And maybe you will be surprised how much time you recognize or realize you wasted during the day or during the week. Sometimes we just sit in front of the TV 2, 3, 4 hours, or just scrolling down and watching cute cat videos. But if you want to live your life that way, that's absolutely fine. You can do it. But this video is for those who really want to change their life. Those people who want to reach their goals, who deep inside they know that they called for something bigger. And if they waste your time, they never will reach that goal. The people who need help is waiting for you. And while you scrolling down the Facebook or watching the TV, those people need you. And if you really know and you feel this calling to you, I really recommend you to just do something with your life. Life is too short to waste it. And you can do amazing things in the rest of your life. We don't know if our life ends tomorrow or 15 or 50 years from now, but we can live a meaningful life. So this is the first thing I really recommend to do, to every 15 minutes, or if it's too much for you, you can do 20 minutes or half an hour. But I think the 15 minutes is the best way to do, to write down everything you did. And you will realize that, like, how much time you wasted that day. So the next, I would like to talk about, like, setting goals. If you have some big goals in your heart and you want to reach it, but you always scared to do anything because you don't feel you are worthy or you don't feel like you are good enough, this is a time to step out and you say, yes, I don't want to waste more time. I want to reach my goals. So, but when you want to set up a goal, you have to be really careful, because sometimes we just setting up goals like, okay, I want to lose weight, or I want to earn more money, or I want to help people. But these are not the right goal settings, because if you lose 1 pound, you already lost it. So you reach your goals. Yes? No. Or even if you think, yeah, I want to earn more money. Okay, you got $1 more. So you reach your goals. No, it doesn't work this way. So if we want to reach our goals, we have to be more specific. We coaches is called like SMART goals. SMART goals because they are really lead you to eventually reach your goals. So the S stands for specific. Please, if you have right now some time, please write down a couple of questions for yourself and write down like SMART. And the S stands for specific. What would you like to achieve? Be really specific. If you say, I would like to help people, write down, how would you like to help people? What would you like to do? When would you like to do? Who else is responsible for reaching this goal? This is really important because sometimes people are thinking, okay, I would like to do this goal, but I need my spouse, I need my friend, or I need someone else's help. But this is also not a right way to do your goals or set up your goals. Because of course we need always someone who help us. We always need people around us. But we cannot count on someone if they don't want. Their goal, your goals is not their goals. Maybe they will help you, but what if they don't want to help? What if they don't have time to help? Or they just think that it's just a wasting time? So be specific, what would you like and why would you like to do that? Be specific, what will you gain if you reach that goal? How many people you can help, or even you don't need to just think about helping people, but what if your goal to be a singer or write a book? What is the benefit to writing a book? And also write down, what will you lose if you don't reach this goal? So the first one was be specific. The M stands for measurable. How can you measure if you reach your goals? You need to have something to measure it. So, for example, if you want to write a book, just think about that. Okay, I can measure it if I write a page every single day. Or just I will write 20 minutes every single day. Doesn't matter what. This can be just one sentence. It's absolutely up to you. But you have to measure it. If you want to be a singer or a public speaker, just think about that. How can you measure it? How can you measure your progress? Are you doing a video every single day? Or once a week or once a month? How can you measure it? Write it down. Doesn't matter what kind of goal you set, but this has to be measurable. If you want to lose weight, you have to be specific and you can measure it. If you say, okay, I can measure it if I lose half a pound every week, or a pound or two, or every week, doesn't matter. So it's absolutely up to you. The A stands for achievable. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky because you can have a big goal and people maybe think that's not achievable. How can you be a writer? Could you write a book? You are not a writer. How can you sing or be a singer? You cannot even sing. So I don't talk about that. But if you have something in your heart, I'm sure you can reach it. You just need skills and tools to improve yourself. Everybody can improve themselves. And because is this your goal and you want to do it, I'm absolutely sure if you are committed to yourself and committed to your goals, you can be the best writer or a singer, or you can lose as much weight as you want to. So just be really specific, measure it, and it should be achievable. So everything is achievable, but sometimes you have to chunk it down to little pieces. I will talk about a little bit later. And this has to be, the R stands for relevant. So this has to be relevant to your goals. If it's something else, that won't work. So if you have a goal, you have to work according to it. You have to pick up skills and tools according to your goals. And finally, it has to be timed. What time means? So you can dream really big, but you need a deadline. And you can set the goals. You can have a short and a long-term goals. Even if your goals is like out of 10 years, you want to reach something, but if you chunk it up for little pieces, it's absolutely manageable. Because if you chunk it down for like, what can I achieve in this year or in a half year, and go down to 1 month and 1 week and a day, you chunk it down, and that is like a biteable pieces, and it's much easier to reach it. So if you can think about, yes, I want to, as for example, I talk about like writing a book, and you can say, okay, I would like to write this book end of this year, on end of next year. What can I do in a month, or what can I do in a week or a day to reach this goal? You have to be committed, so you can really reach your goals and you can finish it at your deadline. But this is not something like, a deadline is really important, but because is this your life, you can really switch it. If you think you need more time, you can change the deadline. But I highly recommend to keep it and go for it. So the next one, you need to take actions. Yeah, some people would say that's not so exciting, but I think that's quite exciting. When you finally decided to change your life, and this won't be achievable, you cannot achieve it without taking actions. And the good thing is, when you take actions every single day, it's like you see, like you get closer and closer and closer to your dreams. If you do nothing that day, that means you stopped. If you just forget it, that's like, okay, you never reach your goals. What would you like? Would you like to reach your goals? Then even if you just move a little bit towards your goals, if you don't have 1 hour to do something, do half an hour. If you don't have that half an hour, just have 15 minutes or 10 or 5, something. As I would say, I like to say that when you cannot soar, you can run. If you cannot run, you can walk. If you cannot walk, you can crawl. But don't stop. You just go towards your goals. And you will see you get closer and closer. But when you decide you want to go with full speed or with more speed, you will reach your goals much earlier. So what can you do? I usually recommend to have like 5 to 7 tasks you want to do. So if you have a goal and you can think about like 5 or 7 things you can do to eventually reach your goals, just give a number to each of them. The first should be the most important. You need to make a priority. What is your first priority? And this is really, really important, because you have to think about only one thing. What is the most important to do? Without that ingredient, you cannot reach your goal. Doesn't matter how far away it is. For example, for a singer, if a singer thinks, yeah, I would like to be on a stage and I would like to sing, and also I would like to maybe be a leader, or I don't know, like in church, like they singing gospel and there are like lots of people behind them, like chores. I'm not sure how to spell it really, but people behind them is singing, and there is one person who is the leader. So somebody said, yeah, I would like to sing, but I would like to lead the full group. Okay. And I would like to play on a piano. That's okay, because this is like a chunk. This is everything about the music. But what is the most important thing you have to do to be a singer? You have to learn how to sing, right? You don't need to think immediately about how to write a song, or have to play a piano if you never did before, or have to lead a group of people. You have to focus on to learn how to sing. So the other things also, the other steps and tasks also important, but you need to figure out what is your priority, what is the main ingredients. And when you find it, focus on 100% and try to do something every single day, or at least 5 times a week, because that will lead you to your goals faster than anything else. If you're procrastinating and you try to do something else and just searching on the internet all the time, how can I do this or that? No, stop it and please do and take actions. What is the most important thing you have to do? And if you do it every day, you will reach your goals faster. So the next thing, schedule time for these activities and these tasks. So think about your day. How many hours do you have to work on these tasks or your dreams? Maybe you work in full time, 8-10 hours a day, and you have to do things at home, cleaning the house or cooking or look after the kids or take them to school. How many hours you have left every single day to reach your goals or working on your goals? Is left only half an hour or 2 hours? Everybody is different. Somebody has the whole day. You choose, come up with a number, and then thinking about, okay, how many hours or how many minutes I would like to spend with the number one activity, the most important thing on your list, the first priority. If you have half an hour altogether, would you like to spend half an hour, 30 minutes on this task? Or would you like to cut it up and you would like to do something with number 2 or number 3 or number 4? It's absolutely up to you. But also, you can schedule it in different days of the week. So if you think of full week calendar, just write down every single day for 7 days. What would you like to achieve, or what would you like to work on, and how many minutes or how many hours? If you schedule it this way, this will really help you to focus on the task. So scheduling time for each activities during the week. You don't need to do all of them every day, but you can choose and you can prioritize. And the most important thing, the first and the most important task that will lead you to your goals, that should be that you working almost every day. Doesn't matter how long, but please work on that. The next thing, you have to set realistic time. So you cannot say, yeah, I have 8 hours, so I will work on 8 hours every single day, because this really won't work. It's more important to work on it. And when you work on any of your tasks, you have to be focused on them 100%. And if you feel like half an hour was enough and you could focus for half an hour, that will make it. So you can reach your goals faster than you just thinking, yeah, 8 hours a day, and you cannot focus on this because you just starting to scrolling against social media and do this and that. Full focus is really important. The other thing that can help you, if you chunk together the groups. So that can be not just every type of goals or plan you want to do a day. So when you work on yourself and on your goals, you can chunk it to groups. What does it mean? Like if you have to do phone calls, just do all the phone calls at that time. If you have half an hour or an hour or whatever time for phone calls, just do the phone calls during that time period. After that, you don't touch the phone to call anyone. So you can do it with email and other different activities. You can group them together. For example, emails, or doing something when you're sitting at your desk, and you can group them together, and you don't need to walk around, so you can do everything at your desk. So it doesn't mean you can now scroll and checking Facebook and different things and just watching cute cat videos. No, I meant that's what including, and you want to really step out and reach your goals. So it's really, really important. And there is a 80-20 rules. So everything you do, in 80% you do, that's where the result will be only 20%. But this works the other way around too. So if you focus on something 20%, the 20% of your effort, what you're doing, that will produce the 80% of your 80% of your result. So it works both ways. This is why it's really important. If you have the number one task or activity you have to do to reach your goals, focus 100% on that goal. That's really, really important, because if you are focusing on it, this will produce the 80% of the result. 80%. That's amazing. So I already tried this out on myself and it really works. I have a lot of things to do every single day, but I schedule time for myself. So I highly recommend for you to do that first step and just schedule your time. All right, then. Okay, what we did today, we talk about to how to reduce your time wasters. First of all, you have to check your time every 15 minutes for 1 week. Write down what you did. And end of this week, you will see it clearly how you spend your time and what's your habit to spending your day. And it's good when it's including weekdays and weekend too. The next we talked about to set goals, SMART goals. SMART, be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timed. And the next was to schedule time for every activity and specify the times. If it's 5 minutes, half an hour, it's absolutely up to you. But you have to be really clear about how much time you want to spend on each task. And if a time is over, if you want to spend half an hour on one task and the time is over, you stop it and you go to the next task. Never mix it up, because this is how we live. This is how we did before. This is how I did before. I always, yeah, I have to do this. I opened a new tab on a computer. I started to search for something else. But this means you cannot focus on one thing. And as somebody said, like, if there is a dog, a hunter dog, and they let two bunnies just run around there, this dog won't catch one, because a focus is just shifting from the one to the other. So, but for us, we don't have only two bunnies, we have like 100 different things to do. So if you want to write a book, don't start to write 3. Just start to write the first page and the first chapter first. And until you finish it, don't go to the next. So anything you want to do, just do step by step, and you will reach your goals faster. So I was so excited to be here today and talk about this. I really like this topic. And the next time I would like to talk about the time wasters. So this is why please do your work and check your time, track your time, and you will see how you waste your time. So I think this is it for today, and see you in the next video and the next time. Bye for now.